Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Hello.
Jump right in. Go for it.
Are you good with here?
Yep, that's open.
Okay.
Curt, part of the broadcast team here. I wanted to ask first about just two teams with fantastic depth and how you've been really developing that part of your roster and spreading out those minutes, second in the W, and then points and how important that is for how you guys operate.
Yeah, I think obviously with our build, we look at it as our second first year build. Obviously last year putting pieces around Nneka, and then this year when Nneka decided to move on, it gave us a clear direction on what we wanted to do for the future. And what has been really special about this group since training camp is the willingness and unselfishness of this locker room to share the ball, not play through one person. And we are better when the ball is moving analytically, when we get the ball from one side of the floor to the other. Our analytics per possession offensively go up when we get stuck on one side, or we take quick shots and we don't get paint touches, we don't reverse the basketball. Our analytics tell us otherwise. And then really excited with how the bench has impacted us, especially in recent games, given us a spark because we've struggled out of the gate now, maybe 4 games in a row. In the first part of the first quarter, we're hoping to correct that. But hats off to our depth. And again, it speaks to who we are. We believe, a lot of pros on this lineup, and we play through a bunch of people. And right now, Dearica Hamby's having an all-star caliber year, and really excited with how she's playing in her recent extension.
Curt, when you look at Brink and the way that she's impacting the defensive end of the floor for you, in a game like tonight where offensively, if she can get her game going, she could really make an impact on that end of the floor, what are some of the things that she may need to do to be more consistent on the offensive end?
Yeah, defense, let's start there. It's obvious on traditional stats to just look at the block shots and her rim protection numbers. But when you deep dive and get into advanced analytics, it is elite all time in the WNBA. What she's doing at rim protection, altering shots, blocking shots per 30 minutes, 36 minutes played. It's almost unbelievable to read her advanced analytics on truly how much she's impacting the game defensively. So excited about her continued potential. When you break down some of those really deep analytics, second spectrum defensive numbers, they're aligned with people that are 2- and 3-time defensive players of the year. That's what her numbers are being compared to when you get into those really deep advanced analytics. So really special. Offensively, it's a work in progress for all of us. She's unselfish to a fault. I'm learning where best she operates with the ball and without the ball, and trying to put her in more positions to be successful and to really hunt some of her offense. It's really easy to coach people that are unselfish, and you try to make them a little bit more selfish than trying to coach a player that's selfish and you're trying to get them to spray the ball around. Tonight's not easy. What Cheryl has going defensively is really impressive to watch. And I envy it because I hung my hat on the defensive end of the floor at this level. Unlike college, it was the offensive end. At this level, I had that great defensive unit in Connecticut, and they're doing everything philosophically that I believe in. Their congestion in the paint is insane. When the ball goes to the paint, there's 5 people touching the paint for them. Well, they're coming from the bottom side in help on penetrations, baseline, or on post catches. And they're making life miserable for everyone around the paint. Their flow and congestion, which are 2 of our pillars defensively, are just insanely impressive right now in what Minnesota's doing. And I envy that she's got that veteran group who's played in this league a long time, really firing on all cylinders defensively. They've just really been impressive. So I digress, but not an easy game for Cam to go hunt offense. She's not going to get a lot of one-on-one opportunities. Help's going to come, and she's going to be in congestion. She's going to be in traffic. And tonight is a night where we could really utilize her unselfishness and spray the ball around. Can she get the ball out of the paint, back into the paint? Can she get off the bounce? And when everyone congests to her, find maybe a paint to great, a kick out. And then if it doesn't come and they stay kind of spread, take advantage of those opportunities. And again, Smith's an elite shot blocker. So it's not going to be an easy night for her offensively, but to find her spots. But tonight we could really utilize her unselfishness, hopefully.
We have our broadcaster, Rashawn.
Hey, Coach. When you look at Erica, I mean, this is a veteran, a champion that wants to be here, right? What does that speak to, this extension, just in terms of the build?
Yeah, really exciting. Obviously, last year was the only player that played all 40 games in an unprecedented, record-breaking, unfortunate, injury-filled season for us. And so she was just our rock last year. And for everything that she was going through, from the trade, unexpected trade, to having legend and having her second child, what she's done since she's arrived is nothing but professionalism. She's leading incredibly well from the post position, not only as she always has with her motor and by example, but also she's more verbal than ever. She's not been shy about saying she wants an MVP vote. She wants to be an all-star. She shouldered that burden when we found out that early April injury to Azurá Stevens was going to keep her out an extended period of time, that she really shouldered a lot of responsibility with this young group. And it's been really fun. So for her to want to be in LA, and then what else is she saying? She can't wait to be our best recruiter. And we know it's not going to be a big free agent class. Everyone's trying to get to 26. So like there's all sorts of people extending around the league. There's just going to be a very small free agent class, but she's already verbally talking about being one of our best recruiters. So exciting, really exciting to have her a part of this build and get back to something that could be special in LA.
And one more, if I can, and in terms of lead, the other night, where did you see her make the biggest step forward?
Offensively, she's a problem. She's huge. She carves out space. She's really skilled, and she's going to be relentless. And so she's a really, really talented 25-year-old in this league. And I'm excited that it came together and that she was able to put the ball in the basket and have a career night. A great sign of respect is Minnesota's defense. The first time we played, schemed different when Lee was in than when everybody else was in. They wouldn't leave her. They were worried about her offensive rebounding. They didn't rotate like they typically do. So when teams make just the subtlest adjustment to change to some players' tendencies, just a huge credit that Lee demands that kind of attention as a player off the bench currently, by one of the best coaches in the world, that, they're going to scheme differently when she's in is a true credit to Lee and the potential she has. I'm really, really excited. There's a reason that we kept her. She's just a really talented 25-year-old low post player that is a much better defender, that people realize is an incredible teammate. Everyone loves her. She is incredibly upbeat and positive, which you need in a year where we know who we are. And I can't say enough. You can keep me going about Lee for a long time.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. First, from what you've seen in person and on film, what do you think Nneka Ogwumike has made the biggest strides in her game over the last year or so?
Oh, well, from awesome to awesomer. The thing that to me that is impressive watching Fee is it's hard to speed her up. She just plays at a tempo and a speed that is in control while staying incredibly active. Like she just has an incredible motor, but she doesn't get sped up in that motor. When she catches it, she's balanced. She's got great footwork. She's an uncanny. She's one of the best one-on-one players in our league in just scoring in a variety of ways. So I love her tempo. I love the fact that she never stops moving. I love the fact that even within that movement, she doesn't get sped up. And she plays more with a chip than you would think. Like she's kind of quiet, unassuming by nature, but man, she's competitive and doing a great job leading this group.
Yeah, she's given a couple of hints that maybe that chip's a little bigger than we might think.
Yeah.
This was some things that she said, not really happy about how the team wasn't rated as highly in the power rankings as they turned out to be, that kind of thing. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, but even more individually, and I know she's more team oriented, being around her in USA basketball, and going to be, hugely important for any kind of success we have over in Paris, is, like she has to be in the conversation. She has to be in the conversation for MVP in this league. She deserves it. She's playing like it. She's leading her team like it.
Thank you.
I will tell you, like the thing that's fun for me right now with a young group, we played 3 teams a second time already, and we're 3-0. We lost all 3 first games, got in the film room. We figured out how they attacked us, what we did well and could repeat potentially, and what we needed to be better at. And we've taken a young team. We stepped back up to the plate in second games against teams and are 3-0. This will be our toughest challenge to date. In a second game on the road in Minnesota with them playing. And, like I've got 3 players here that I've coached and they know everything that we damn do and know every name that we call everything. And Cheryl knows everything that we do. So it'd be a big challenge, but I'm so excited that a young team has been able to show that early in the season that we can learn, we can grow, and that we're 3-0. And I know you guys are Minnesota, but I would appreciate sharing that's a sign of encouragement and growth for a young team that knows who they are.
I was gonna ask, just what did you learn from your last matchup with the Lynx that you're gonna come in and do a little different tonight?
Well, we can't shoot 20%.
Sure.
But again, it was clip after clip after clip that the congestion and flow was insane in the paint. And we didn't always handle it. Where should we have cut from? Where could we have sprayed the ball? Why were we not seeing skips? They challenged our passing ability and did such a good job they had 5 people in the paint all night long. And when action started, they just had great flow. And it's so funny because, I've coached multiple players here that are flowing like that. And I'm like, we taught them. So we have to learn that. Transition, again, analytically, first in fast break points, second in points off turnovers. So as efficient as they are in the half court and their shooting ability and the way Kayla's shooting the ball, and as good as Fee is, as good as they're going to be executing, you can't give them points off turnovers, and you can't have a bad night in transition defense. It has to start there. So we were incredibly average against just drags coming out of transition. We are incredibly average in double drags. We are incredibly average in some of their early actions. So we never got to their buckets to talk about some of our schemes and our hopes and desires. So they're really, really difficult to slow down. Their movement is insane. But if you can't get past the first 8 seconds and then start to try to guard them 16 seconds and below, you have no chance because they're going to be good in that. But we have to have a better first 8 seconds of the shot clock against them tonight.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.